It's big, बहुत बड़ा, it's massive and it's red. यानी कि OnePlus 10 Pro has finally landed. अब ये वो बॉक्स नहीं है जो आपको मिलेगा, लेकिन बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग बॉक्स है. इसमें काफ़ी चीज़ें हैं, इंक्लूडिंग आपको मैं दिखाऊंगा. इसमें एक ड्रॉर भी है दैट यू कैन ओपन. बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग दो कवर्स भी हैं इसके अंदर. But finally the box has come in. Pete Lau and the rest of OnePlus has actually finally launched the 10 Pro in India. Interestingly, हमारे पास सिर्फ प्रो मॉडल आया है. रेगुलर फ्लैगशिप वेरिएंट अभी उन्होंने लॉन्च नहीं किया. प्रो पहले, रेगुलर बाद में. So let's see what's so pro about this phone as I unbox and give you my first impression of the OnePlus 10 Pro. बहुत कुछ है इस डब्बे में. बॉक्स में आपको दिखा रहा हूं बड़ा वाला. दिस इज ऑफ कोर्स नॉट द रिटेल बॉक्स, दिस इज रिव्यू बॉक्स. अंदर उन्होंने बॉक्स दिया है, हम लोग खोलते हैं तो वी सी दैट पिक्चर. ये ड्रॉर को खोला हम लोग ने, देन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट हासेलब्लाड एंड एवरीथिंग एल्स. प्लस उन्होंने अंदर दो बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग कवर्स दिए हैं. लेकिन नाउ लेट्स मूव ऑन टू दिस. ये जो हम लोग ने निकाला, द एक्चुअल बॉक्स इनसाइड जो आपको मिलेगा. टिपिकल OnePlus बॉक्स है. अगेन रेड बॉक्स, ह्यूज बॉक्स. OnePlus 10 Pro 5G plastered on the front. हासेलब्लाड की ब्रांडिंग जो है बॉटम में है. This sets big expectations now as the second generation of Hasselblad collaboration. यानी कि I am expecting the camera to be absolutely superb. जब से चाइना में निकला है, I've really been wanting to try out the camera. So let's get this box open now. टॉप में we greeted with all the paperwork in a nice box. कुछ stickers हैं OnePlus phones के साथ. So flaunt that branding wherever you like. Right underneath that 10 Pro in all its glory and a very interesting design. Design material के बारे में अभी बात करेंगे थोड़ी देर में. But you look inside and here we have a case plus 80-watt power adapter and the famous red charging cable. बहुत सारी चीजें हैं inside a premium smartphone unboxing. I'm totally loving it without even going to McDonald's. Unboxing हो गई. अब आपको बताता हूँ about the phone because I have many thoughts about the OnePlus 10 Pro. Let me start off with the design. बड़ा unique approach है for OnePlus to totally break from its typical way of doing design. और जिस तरीके से उन्होंने कैमरा लेआउट दिया है यहाँ पे, that makes it sure that they want you to know कि मेन चीज इसमें कैमरा है and everything else is also good. कैमरा लेआउट में आई थिंक सबसे अच्छी बात यह है कि there's no big thick bulge that comes out of it. है थोड़ा सा मतलब, बट इट्स वेरी थिन. ये मेरी सबसे बड़ी कंप्लेंट होती है विद फ्लैगशिप्स के. उनको अगर आप टेबल पे रख दो, दे टेंड टू रॉक लाइक अ शिप इन अ स्टॉर्म. दिस वन डजंट, क्वाइट फ्लैट ऑन इट्स बैक. अच्छा, अब इन्होंने सिम ट्रे जो है चेंज किया है. दे हैव गॉन टू द बॉटम ऑफ द फोन. लेफ्ट साइड पे उन्होंने वॉल्यूम बटन दिया है, काफी क्लीन लुक है. पावर बटन राइट पे है along with that legendary OnePlus alert slider with a very different texture. I'm still amazed. I don't think there is any kind of a trademark that this company has कि बाकी कंपनियां ये क्यों नहीं कॉपी करती. इतनी यूटिलिटी है in just this one button, one slider. Probably one of my favorite OnePlus features. अच्छा, फोन जो है 8.5 mm thick है. So technically it doesn't fall into that crazy territory of super slim phones, but it is thin enough for this kind of a phone. What really matters is कि जो overall design, all the bits and pieces है, उनको उन्होंने कैसे एक साथ डाला है. I'm going to just go out and say it. This is a masterpiece of a smartphone. मैं आपको समझाता हूँ क्यों मैं बोल रहा हूँ. देखिए, the way the camera is being put, the camera array, the way it melts into the side rails out here. जिस तरीके से edges जो हैं इन्होंने curve की हैं, but yet they've kept the design aesthetic very well. जो material use हुआ है at the back, this is glass, but it is a textured glass, so it doesn't look like glass, and fingerprints, no charge. So design aesthetics जो हैं, it is just absolutely beautiful. Now time to see whether this is just a beauty or it has some serious brains also. शुरू करते हैं with the screen. 6.7 inch AMOLED panel है. 120 Hz LTPO 2.0 display है. यानी कि LTPO second generation है. That really helps. Curvature on the side is the same as the 9 Pro. Very easy on the eye. Adds a nice waterfall effect. Speaking of water, थोड़ा सा careful रहना with this OnePlus 10 Pro around water. चाइना में जो उन्होंने यही वाला वर्जन निकाला, उसमें IP68 की उन्होंने रेटिंग दी. यहाँ इंडिया में उन्होंने रेटिंग नहीं दी. But the way I'm looking at the phone and the way they've actually put it together, I think this one will survive splashes and dust quite well. Rubber rings hain, gaskets hain around the opening. So you can even see them when you pop out the SIM tray. So it should be quite okay. Screen जो है gets bright, really bright. Goes up to 1300 nits of peak brightness. दिखा रहा हूँ मैं आपको indoor at half the brightness. अब हम लोग इसको बाहर लेके गए हैं. Auto brightness has taken it to its full level, as you can see clearly. सब कुछ बहुत legible है, even in super bright direct sunlight. Now let's move on to the one thing I've been wanting to try out for months. triple camera setup with the Hasselblad branding and technology and science. जी हाँ, 3 कैमरा है. फोर्थ रिंग ऑन द बैक जो आपको दिख रहा है वो एक फ्लैश है. कस्टम बिल्ट 48 मेगापिक्सल मेन सेंसर है इसमें, एक्सक्लूसिव टू द OnePlus 10 Pro. 50 मेगापिक्सल अल्ट्रा वाइड लेंस है इसमें, 8 मेगापिक्सल टेलीफोटो शूटर. I'll tell you what I like. No gimmick. कोई 2 मेगापिक्सल मैक्रो या डेप्थ कैमरा just to increase the numbers नहीं है. I'm glad to see this kind of maturity from a brand, no trying to fool the user. 3 कैमरा हैं और तीनों कैमरा एक्चुअली मैटर. शुरू करते हैं. Here are some shots from the primary camera. फोटोज जो है आप देख रहे हैं वाइब्रेंट हैं, बहुत डिटेल है इनमें. We tried out some dynamic detail out here by clicking same shot में bright and dark in the same frame. Exceptional performance है यहाँ पे. देखिए किस तरीके से it's handling all the color science in the next lot of photos I'm actually showing you. Everything is very nice, very natural, very real. That's what you'll expect from a flagship smartphone in 2022, plus one that actually has Hasselblad in it. Same shots हम लोग ने try किए in 2 other scenarios also. Low light में पहले देखिए, this is what our video camera is seeing, and now this is what we got as a photo from the OnePlus. अब चल रहे हैं towards almost near dark. अगर आप देख रहे हैं हमारा वीडियो कैमरा को कुछ नहीं दिख रहा, almost practically nothing, but the shots from the OnePlus are actually quite amazing. Excellent primary camera for sure. अब ultra wide जो है, this is where things get very interesting. इसमें है 150 degree fish eye lens. For those that don't understand that number, 150 degree in fish eye is a big deal. आपको ट्रू फिश आई लेवल इमेजेस भी मिल जाएंगी, which of course you have to go into, it's not there by default. ये मैं आपको दिखा रहा हूँ shot from the normal lens, and here is the fish eye version of it. And then I'm showing you again a normal shot, and this is the ultra wide part of it. Again, good performance here. टेलीफोटो लेंस में एक छोटा सा उन्होंने सेंसर दिया. दिस गिव्स यू 3.3x zoom and optical image stabilization. He has shot with no zoom, and now we are going in deep with the zoom. Shots have come out looking really good. Of course, digital zoom is a lot more, but I would say don't use that at all. Dedicated movie mode bhi hai first for OnePlus phones. You can record in log format, can get a lot of data into your video frames. Hamare video shots, we tried it out in many ways possible. Normal daytime, while walking with the phone, night shots with no movement, and then the customary required night shot while walking. 32 megapixel selfie camera on the front also takes great selfies. Kafi wide field of view as compared to OnePlus 9 Pro, which is a big improvement. Selfies and portrait shots had that clean, natural look, or skin tones matched very well. Performance, of course, OnePlus 10 Pro comes with the awesome big weapon of 2022, Snapdragon ka 8th generation 1. All I have to say is one thing, best phone for mainstream gaming. If you have a dedicated gaming phone nahi chahiye, but you still want it to be great, this is the one. Successfully OnePlus ने ट्यून किया है उसको अपने प्रोसेसर को, और इसमें कोई परफॉर्मेंस ड्रॉप्स नहीं है. And I think the best part is the 3D passive cooling chamber दिया है इन्होंने inside. This keeps the phone running cool even during the most demanding situation. You know, ये जो उन्होंने passive cooling chamber दिया है, it's actually larger in surface than an A5 sheet of paper. So that again is good engineering. एक और चीज that I think OnePlus seems to have gone in depth with is the battery and the charger. 80 watt fast charger that you get in the box. A day's power in 15 minutes. Remember? Now even faster. OnePlus has constantly delivered on that, and the 10 Pro continues that legacy very well. 5000 mAh की बैटरी है इसमें, 0 to 100 in about 30 minutes. So enough time to order a pizza at 1% battery and then enjoy the cheese with your phone at 100%. So ये था मेरा first impression. I think I've barely scratched the surface with the OnePlus 10 Pro. I'm going to push this phone to its extreme limits because I'm putting in my SIM card into this. मैं 30 दिन तक ये phone use करूँगा. Then I'll come back to you. मेरा पूरा 1 month review of the OnePlus 10 Pro as my main phone. And to be the first one to watch that, just press that red button and subscribe to Tech Magnified.